Hey everybody, I haven't forgot about you, and I definitely have not given up on this community, far from it in fact. It's just been one of those stretches where the pain has been, well, overwhelming. The kind of completely all-consuming overwhelming that doesn't really allow me to get much of anything else done. So yeah, we're gonna have a little pity party for Hal, but if you stick around, at the end you'll hear one of the best silver linings I could have possibly gotten out of this. Okay, we've got to go back about 3 weeks ago. I had another fall. Yep, another one. At this point, I'm thinking that I need to get one of those airbag suits that they have for the elderly in Japan. Anyway, here's what happened. I'm taking a nap in the afternoon. Someone knocks at the door. Instead of using our ring system, which we installed specifically so I never felt rushed to go to the door, I decided to get up and go talk to the person out the window. Brilliant move, right? Well, anytime that I've been in bed for a while, the proper process for me getting up is to sit at the edge of the bed, kind of shake my legs a little bit, make sure I've got enough strength in them to get up, and then stand. Well, I skipped that step. So on my very first step towards the window, I went down. Now, it wasn't dramatic like a tree falling. It was more of a slow roll down my calf, thigh, and then my hip made a pretty solid impact with the floor and my upper body followed. Nothing dramatic, but jarring enough to shake up my system. Now, normally a fall like that is absolutely going to trigger a flare-up that lasts a few days, but instead this time it's been 3 weeks. 3 weeks of stubborn, unrelenting, overwhelming pain that just won't let up. And with pain like that, even the little things turn into mountains. From getting dressed to making coffee, everything suddenly feels like a test that I didn't study for. And let's be honest, in a situation like that, the frustration and a bad attitude are never far behind. I've tried to make videos the past few weeks, but between brain fog, slurred words, losing my train of thought halfway through, it's been a struggle to get anything done that's worth posting. Yesterday, my wife and I decided it's time for me to reach out to my care team just to make sure I didn't actually injure something versus just causing a flare-up. The tricky thing about chronic pain is when you're always in pain, that pain can mask new injuries. So while I don't think there's any damage, we're going to get imaging just to be safe. Now, here's that silver lining I promised. During a call with my mental health therapist yesterday, she had me fill out one of those questionnaires, the how often have you felt little interest or pleasure in doing things? How often have you felt so anxious it's made communication difficult? You know the ones that give you the options of never, some days, more than half the days, nearly every day. Well, I found that I was answering nearly every day to almost every question, which is a classic sign that my depression has been really heavy lately, which isn't a surprise given the pain level the past few weeks. But then came the big question, and that silver lining. How many days have you had thoughts that you'd be better off dead or of hurting yourself? And without hesitation, I answered, not at all. Not at all. That's a huge freaking silver lining, because it tells me that even though I'm in the middle of a total pain storm, the work that I've been doing on my mental health is sticking. It's working. If I use a ladder analogy to explain where sadness, depression, and suicidal ideation fall, you would need a ladder 12 feet high with sadness way up at the top, depression maybe about that 8-foot point. But suicidal thoughts, well, they live about 50 feet underground. And to know that I'm still standing several feet above ground on that ladder, that's an incredible feeling and a huge frickin' win. So yeah, pity party or not, I'll take that silver lining any day. Thanks for being here. Thanks for holding space with me. And thank you for reminding me that I'm not climbing that ladder alone. Until next time, you keep on swinging.